A lot of times as men, we have a lot of issues that we run into that hold us back from getting to that next level that we need to in life. And sometimes it can be detrimental to who we are as a man because we never take those necessary steps. Well, hey, my name is Josh, and I want to welcome you to the Built to Win Academy podcast, where today we're going to talk about how you can accomplish the goals that you want to do as a man with the 3 A's that's going to help you get to the next level. And those 3 A's are simple, right? We're going to talk about action, accountability, and adaptability. And when we go over these 3 actions and these 3 words of how it can help you get to this next level, I want you to truly write these words down so that you can reflect on them, not after this podcast, but that you can actually put them into play into your life. And I guarantee you when you do this, it'll get you to the next level where you know you need to be. So let's start off with the first word, right? Action. Action is necessary for all things in life, but a lot of times it holds us back from the things that we really want to do in life and the things that we want to accomplish in our life. Action, we have to be okay with it, but before we go about too far ahead, I want to just give you a good definition of action, right? And this is the definition that we have for action. Action is the bridge between intention and reality, choosing execution over endless planning. Let me read that again just so that you can get a good grasp of the definition. Action means the bridge between intentions and reality, choosing execution over endless planning. So let's dive a little bit into action, right? Action, a lot of times, a lot of people be like, yeah, man, that's what I want to do. This is what I want to do. You're in the planning phase of just getting things done. You're in the planning phase of trying to accomplish a goal, whether it's trying to get your degree, maybe it's trying to start a business, maybe it's really just showing up as a father, as a dad, right? Action means a whole lot more than just saying and planning the words of what you want to do. You see, when you have action, when you actually focus on it, right, you can not only learn from it, but you can grow from it as well. And as we continue to build that bridge of having actions and having pure intentions of getting stuff done, we can see, and you will be able to see, that you will be able to put yourself in the places that you need to be and the places that you need to go. I recently just talked on a video of I was running, I'm preparing for my half marathon, and I was running my 6 miles. And in that between, I was like, you know what? This is a moment that a lot of men or anybody in particular, right, needs to understand. And I'm just speaking to you right here, right now, brother. And I just want you to understand, like, for me, when I took those 6 miles, I was on a video and I was speaking to, to everyone online. I was saying this, right? When you choose you, basically, when you get up and you focus on who you are as a person, when you choose to do the work, those actions of me doing the 6 miles started it not only stopped just me planning to do the half marathon, it started to make the half marathon more reachable, more attainable, more likely of me being able to complete it, because not only am I planning like, okay, yep, I'm going to run it on this day, and this is the plan of how to do the work each and every day. Now I'm putting action behind it. Wow, that was my second day of running 6 miles back to back. And today, this morning, I woke up and I did some weight training, arm. I did push training. But if I just started just planning and never put in the work and wanted to just show up, the actions of what I needed to do when it was time to show up wouldn't have been great, wouldn't have been good, because I only said, I only wanted, I only talked about doing certain things, but I never put the action and plan. And when you take that first step of putting the action and actual plan, it becomes reality, and it not just becomes something that you want to do, it becomes something that you're actually doing. And I think when we talk about the actions, right, it's so good, because when we talk about the actions, we can go into an affirmation right here that I want to talk about. I choose action over anxiety, moving forward even when the path is unclear. I think that's so good. And I think a lot of times we have to do that each and every day, especially as men and as fathers, as husbands. Sometimes we don't know what today may bring or the results of us doing a certain action. But if we focus on it being a heartfelt action, it's gonna always turn out good for us. It may not be the results that we want to see, but if we put the best foot forward, we will continue to see the actions that needs to happen, and it will push us to the planning and the intentions that we had set out. We'll start to see it come into fruition and start to happen exactly how we needed it to go. Now, when I talk about the actions, right, and going back to the definition where it says the bridge between intentions and reality is choosing execution over endless planning. So with that, right, that brings us also to adaptability. That brings us to our next A, adaptability. And I want to go over the definition of that real quick. It talks about the capacity to pivot and learn when faced with friction, turning obstacles into stepping stones. Let me read that again. For adaptability, the capacity to pivot and learn when faced with friction, turning obstacles into stepping stones. I wanted to have that action, that action word. That's crazy. I wanted to have that word right after the word action, because sometimes when we do an action and it doesn't give us the result we want, we have to adapt and pivot to the next stage. We have to adapt and pivot to the next place that we need to be. And I want you to know, I'm talking to you right here. I want you to know that even if you don't get the actions and the results that you want, listen, you can adapt, my brother. You can get to the next level that you need to get to, all with just a few simple steps. And that starts with just adapting. When I came here to Virginia, just due to military, right? When I came here to Virginia and I was stationed in Washington State for over those 3 past years, those time in Washington State, I was so used and adapted to the cold, because it was more cold and rain throughout the year versus more of a hot and humidity and everything. But when I came to Virginia, it was a difference. It's more hot and humid here, and a lot longer that the duration of it being hot here in Virginia than anything, right? So I had to change my actions so that I can adapt to this new environment. So my actions changed, where I had to run a lot more in the sun so that I can adapt to that new environment that I'm in. And with that, right, it made me a better runner. It made me more cognitive of just my environment, and it allowed me to focus a lot more when the heat would drain people and make them sleepy. I was able to keep going, and my spark was able to keep me focused and intrigued, and to be able to still push through and go. And it's because the actions that I had took to get better in training in the sun allowed me to adapt to my new environment, so that it wasn't really a fell off. It was just more of a balance of where I was focusing or where I was going. And I want to include something right for adaptability. A quick pause from the episode, because I want to talk to you about who's today's sponsor of today's video, which is me, from the Built to Win Academy. And I want to welcome you to the 72 Takeover Men's Challenge, where we dive in on the blueprint of how to help men win the inner war inside. A lot of times men deal with healing, having true ownership, and then also just building on your legacy. Well, in these 3 live trainings, we are going to cover that each and every day. And then afterwards, you will have opportunities to reflect and ask questions over each day of the masterclass. So 3 days of the 72 Takeover Men's Challenge. I want to see you there. All you got to do is follow the description below or follow the link, and you'll get tuned in for the next 72 Takeover Challenge. I can't wait to see you. Come on and join us inside, brother. Let's go. Now, let's get back to the episode. I really just want to talk about another affirmation or encouragement, right, for adaptability. I adapt to challenges with strength, knowing that every setback is a setup for a comeback. Again, I adapt to challenges with strength, knowing that every setback is a setup for a comeback. And exactly, that's kind of just what we was talking about, basically, right? When you basically adapt to the new environment, when you adapt to the new surroundings, and we can go even a little bit deeper, right? For me, right, this is just me being truly honest. I had to adapt when I went through the divorce, right? The action was the divorce happened, but after that, I had to adapt. I had to adapt that my co-parent is no longer obviously right in the house of where I'm at. But not only that, I had to adapt that my daughter wasn't also in the house along with that. And even go a little deeper, right, with the action steps. I also had to adapt that I wasn't able to see my daughter all the time. And I still haven't been able to see my daughter over the past 3 years because what? The actions of my co-parent not allowing me to see my daughter had pushed me to a point where I had to adapt. Not saying that this is the new norm, this is just my right now. Because of my ability to adapt to this new way of how the actions my co-parent is taking, it allowed me and adapt me to be able to be a good father and husband. It may not look like it right now, but in the long run, it's going to allow me to be a better father and a better dad to my daughter, because when we have that ability to talk and be able to walk through those steps of how, hey, I know I wasn't able to see you, but these are the steps and these are the reasons why. But I didn't allow it to stop me from being a good father to you, because I still love you, I still care for you. And even though it doesn't look like it, because I'm adapting to what it is now, it is also adapting and making me a better father. So when that time comes, when that action moment comes for me to let my daughter know why this was this way and that way, she will have a good understanding going forward. So I just wanted to just give you guys that. So what, we on number 2, we just did action, we did accountability, and now we're going to do this last one, right? And the last one is simple. It's accountability. Accountability is basically taking full ownership of your actions, failures, and growth without excuses. Again, I'm going to read that again. Taking full ownership of your actions, failures, and growth without excuses. And basically, when it comes down to accountability, listen, you're the architect of your life. You get to guide it and focus it on how you want it to go and how you want it to be. And a lot of times, right? A lot of times when it comes down to accountability, we don't like it. We don't like when someone tells us, hey, we fell off. We're doing this and not that. We're focusing a little bit too much on all things when we should be focusing on this one thing right here. And I want to let you know that when you focus on your actions, when you focus on your adaptability, and you can focus on your accountability, those 3 A's are going to help you succeed in life. And I'm telling you right now, brother, I'm talking straight to you, that if you can apply these 3 A's to your life, action, accountability, and adaptability, you can grow beyond measures of what you ever thought that you can be. You can get to that next level that you thought you never could accomplish. You can grow as a man, and what you thought that would take years to do and years to accomplish, you can accomplish it in 90 days. Listen, I know that life has been lifing, and it seems like there's no way out, that there's no way to turn, that there's no one that's willing to listen to you and listen to your stories and listen to the things that you went through. But I want you to know, brother, you got a place right here at the Built to Win podcast, the community. And I want you to hold your head up. And I don't want you to let life take over your everyday, because it's worth living, but living with abundance, living with gratitude, living with love and laughter. But it all starts with taking full advantage of the 3 A's that I just talked about. So let's cover it one more time so that you can write it down, so that you can make it plain, so that you can have an understanding of what you need to do. Let's start with the first one, action. So this is what I want you to say, brother. This is what I want you to repeat after me. That I will take action, that I won't let my current situations hold me back from just planning what to do versus actually doing what I need to do. So today, brother, we take action and we focus on where we are going by taking that first step forward. We no longer will just write it down, we will actually start acting it out. And by pushing forward, you will take action starting today. And then we're going to go to adaptability, right? I just want you to repeat after me, brother, on this. No matter the environment or the situation, I can and I will adapt to every situation that comes up in life. And I will pivot, and I will grow, and I will learn. This is what we're going to do, my brother, when it comes down to adaptability. So we did the action. We add adaptability. Now it's time for the last and final step of the 3 A's, and that's accountability. And I want you to repeat after me. I will not shy away from accountability. I will realize that I have people in my life that wants to see me succeed. I also will take a step out of my comfort zone to get to the next level and be around people that will help me uplift from any situation that I've been setting in for the longest. Brother, I believe if you do that, accountability will allow you to grow into the man you need to be. This is just a stepping stone, and this stepping stone is going to get you to the next level. This is your first brick of the Built to Win podcast, and I'm excited to have you here, brother. And I also want to give you another challenge. If you think that you have what it takes, listen, I want you to join the community of the Built to Win Academy, where we have a lot of free resources out there for you. And we also have a challenge that you probably heard me talk about already with the 72 Takeover Challenge. It is something that is worth every part of your time. Now, the 72-hour challenge, listen, I want to talk about it, where it is a 3-day challenge, right? But before that, you get 7 days of focus to build you up for the 72-hour Takeover Live Challenge. So if you feel like you have what it takes to take that next step of action, adaptability, and accountability, then I want to see you inside the Built to Win Academy. And I want to see you grow as a man, because I want to see every man win. But today, my only focus is you, because I know that you have what it takes to get to the next level. I trust in you, I believe in you, and I got your back. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Built to Win podcast. See you next week, brother. Keep focusing, keep locking in. Actions, accountability, and adaptability. You got this.